everybody. Welcome to my world. How's your world going today? Is it as crazy as mine? Well, I'll tell you what, lately, as far as sleep goes, who gets any sleep? I think last night I was doing some research on some stuff, and daggone it, I didn't get to bed till about 1 o'clock in the morning, and got about 2 hours total sleep time. Crazy times out there. A lot of stuff going on. And hopefully tonight you brought your favorite beverage and your favorite snack or snacks. You know, some people just like to snack like crazy. I like to too, but I can't do it during the show because you couldn't listen to the sound of potato chips all the time. Okay. But anyhow, welcome to the show right here on the Trim Radio Network, better known as My World. Live, laugh, and whatever. And, shows like this today, we can do whatever we want on Wednesday nights. We can talk about anything. We can have a little comedy. We can do all kinds of stuff right here on the Trim Radio Network because that's our time to kick back. Because on Sundays, for Money and Change, we're talking finance and how to save money and everything else. So it's one of those things, guys. Tonight's the night to kick back a little bit and relax. But before we do that, the powers that be would really be upset if I skipped over the disclaimer. So nothing in the show should be considered legal, medical, financial, or investment advice. Take what we say with a big grain of salt. I do mean a big grain of salt. And always do your own research and due diligence. We're not responsible for and expressly disclaim all liability for damages of any kind arising out of use, reference to, or reliance on any information contained in this broadcast. I have to breathe sometime. Any persons or characters mentioned are, for the most part, fictional or as close to it as we can get. So sit back, relax, and chill out and tell your friends about us. Because, we are on Facebook. We're also on a place called YouTube. And we're also on Rumble. All you have to do is look up the Trim Radio Network or trimradio.com on Rumble, and you'll see all the shows. And I'll tell you what, with YouTube, I will post them on Facebook as soon as the show is over with. And so you can see everything that's going on there. Okay. Now, for Money and Change, you go to our page, Money and Change / Financially Prepped. And guess what? You'll see the comment section. You click on the comment section, and everything that we cover is in the comment section. So that's where you get all of your additional news that I find. Okay, so that'll be on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Wow, I'll tell you what, a lot of stuff going on, and we've got to get going because I've got some really neat stuff. We're doing bloopers tonight, and I didn't know it, but the Three Stooges had some bloopers, and actually, I believe it was Larry that actually had to have medical attention due to one of the bloopers on him. We'll see that later on. But I have to do shout outs, and if I don't do shout outs, oh boy, the powers that be will come down and they'll go after me like you wouldn't believe. So I have to do a big shout out to the Trim Radio Network for carrying this show. And we have fun doing the show. And last time we had Victoria Smith stopped in for a little bit, and she said it was hilarious. And that's, well, we like to have fun with the shows on Wednesday nights. Now, Sundays, we're a little bit more serious. Well, anyhow, here is the My World, Live, Laugh, and Whatever page on Facebook. And since we were talking about Trim Radio Network, I better do their page too, because if I don't do their page, the powers that be were going to come down and haunt me tonight. I'll probably get a phone call after the show saying, you forgot to do something. No, they don't do that. Anyhow, this is our fairly new website, trimradio.com. You can check us out. You can take a look at how you can do your own show and how the company is set up. And I'll tell you what, it'll give you our story and what's in the news and the leadership. And I was going to talk about the leadership because if I don't, because these guys deserve more credit than I do, trust me. We've got Michael Bayhouse, who's the founder and CEO, the chief executive officer. And he's responsible for overall vision, mission, leadership, and performance of the entire company. And I'll tell you what, he's quite a nice guy. He really is. I've known Michael for, more than 10 years. And he was actually my producer at one point, and we were on a different network at the time. And so, anyhow, I've known Michael for quite a while. He puts up with my sense of humor, which can sometimes be a little bit off the wall, if I let it. Anyhow, then we have Rascala Stefan, and Rascala's the chief operating officer. He's responsible for the day-to-day operational management and networking and ensuring efficiency and quality. Plus, he's a computer guru. I mean, when I have problems, I can get a hold of Rascala and we'll get things worked out. He is something else. He's up in the Cleveland area along Lake Erie. And we chat once in a while. We have a good time. He used to be down in Florida and had the Fishing in Florida show. And instead, he moved up here and he doesn't do fishing in Florida from Lake Erie. I hate to see what you would catch in Lake Erie. Anyhow, then here's this guy called Stu Shear, Chief Relationship Officer. What does a relationship officer do? Beats me. I guess I'm responsible for building and maintaining the foundational trust and goodwill necessary for long-term success. We do want long-term success here at the Trim Radio Network. We really do. Because we cut the bull and serve the truth. Except on Wednesday nights. That's our kickback night. So, like I said, take it with a big grain of salt. If you took it with a big enough grain of salt and it was wintertime, you'd have enough to defrost the streets for probably a week. Well, anyhow, guys, we also have Victoria Smith, and Victoria Smith is our marketing officer. And she's responsible for all the marketing activities and brand development and audience growth and the creator of acquisition strategies. Great person. And I chat with Victoria usually once or twice a week. And I'll tell you what, she's really good. You have to listen to her show. But if you want to get a hold of us and you want to say, hey, gang, I want to do my own show. How do I do it? Or you want to join my group for Facebook. All you have to do is see this. Hi there. Thanks for visiting the Trim Radio Network. How can I help you today? Click on the red dot. And you have your name, your phone, your message. So you know what I do? I would put the message in there. I would also put your email address and maybe your cell phone number. And then you hit send message. And guess what? You'll probably get a notification very quickly that, okay, we've got your message and somebody will get right back to you. Okay. More than likely the next day or maybe the same day. And I'll tell you what, doing your own show, if you can press buttons and work with Streamyard, I'll tell you what, it's not bad. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good system. What else is going on? Well, we got to go back up to the top because I have to take a look at channels. We've got live stream. Well, I was going to show that. We do have live streams. We have the vault, which are the archived shows. We have events, schedule, and community. But the big thing here is buy the merchandise because airtime is not cheap. It is not cheap. So all you have to do is click on the shop button, click on that, and hey, the 4 squares didn't come up. I only saw 1 square. Well, anyhow, guys, stop and buy the merchandise. We've got t-shirts, we've got hats, we've got the Money and Change short sleeve t-shirt. We've got the mugs. We've got Offsides College Football Top 25 Premium Piquet polo shirt. Neat polo shirt. And we've got other stuff available. Okay. So all you have to do is buy the merchandise. The money that we get from that goes directly into buying airtime. We don't get paid. None of us gets paid. And we don't want to get paid. And like for Money and Change, all I want to do is help people. And if I can help people with money and change and help them save money or budget money or give them different ideas on maybe how to do business, that's what I want to do. I'm in retirement. I've already made my money. And so I don't want to make any more. Sounds weird, doesn't it? Everybody wants to make money. Well, I'm kind of kicking back a little bit. And so I'm helping people out by giving back. Essentially, I'm paying forward. Okay. And hopefully you'll take my information on Money and Change and pay it forward to somebody else and tell them about our website. Okay. Well, what else do we have going on here? Oh, we've done the contact us. We've done the company. Let's see if I click on shows. We didn't do that Sunday because I had a lot of stuff to cover. Well, I have a lot of stuff to cover now too. But anyhow, we have Money and Change Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, actually Eastern Daylight Time right now. Life Walk with Christ God with Michael Bejas. That's on Wednesday at 7 p.m. We have My World, Live, Laugh, and Whatever Wednesday at 8. We have Victoria Smith and the Natural Marketer podcast. If you have a business or a club or whatever, check her out. And now we've got Offsides College Football Top 25 with Michael Bejas and crew. And they talk a lot about football. I have a feeling this week they're going to be talking about Ohio State. And I think they play a team called Texas. Well, anyhow, they're rated 1 and 3 in the country. And so it's going to be a big game in Columbus. And I heard that the lowest price ticket was something like $385. But I've heard of other people paying above $1,000 a ticket. And you know, I used to know people at Ohio State way, way back when Woody Hayes was the coach there. And I never had to pay for a ticket. The reason being was I knew the band director at the time, and Paul Drosty would say, hey, you want field seats? I'll get you field seats. And so I'll be down with the football team and everything. Or else he'd say, hey, I've got a ticket for C deck 50-yard line. And I didn't know at one time, but Mrs. Hayes was right in front of me. Woody Hayes' wife. Interesting time. I got to meet Ann Hayes, and it was an interesting time. And I might go into that sometime. I won't really get into it tonight. We don't have time for that story, but it's a good one. We also have the Positude podcast, and that's Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We have the Bend radio show and podcast, Adventure Awaits Around the Bend. Check that out Saturdays at 1 p.m. We've got Ranch It Up with Tigger and Beck, and that's on Saturday. We've got the Red Pill reality show with Rascala Stefan. And I'll tell you what, it's a good show. It's 3 hours long, and it's interesting. I've been on that show a couple of times, and it's interesting. It really is. He has some good topics. And he really does some really good research. And it shows. It is a good show. But I'll tell you what, we have 3 vacancies. Actually, we can create more. But if you want to do your own show, let us know. Okay? So that's what we've got, guys. But when you get to the My World, Live, Laugh, and Whatever page, okay, I post things there from time to time. Oh my God, what happened? Did my mouse died? Oh no, we have an emergency here. We do. I thought it was live. Hold on, gang. My goodness. I checked it today and it was actually good. Lithium batteries too. I can't believe it just up and died on me. It isn't, it just didn't die. It's dead. And you have to be careful with lithium batteries because if you do them the wrong way, you can create fires. And that's not a good thing. Let me see if I have a battery here. Oh, I do. Oh, I always keep spares if I can get my fingers on it. Sorry for that. But anyhow, guys, that's the way it goes. Let's see if I can feed the kitty here and make this thing work. Always have spare batteries. Always have spare batteries. Let's see if hey, it does work. Son of a gun. By golly, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. Oh my goodness. Well, if you take a look at what happened to our page, it disappeared. There it is. It's a miracle when you have batteries that work. Okay. I even checked the equipment just before the show, and guess what happens? The battery goes out on this. Luckily, everything else is okay. But here's our Facebook page, and I usually post a lot of different things here. And of course, there's John Stewart, and he's eating popcorn because I said bring your own snacks. And hopefully, you're sitting back in a comfy chair. I mean, you know, I don't want you sitting on the floor and munching down all your goodies. You know, while your dog comes up next to you wanting snacks. You know, I've got a friend that has a cat, and every time I go over there and I might be eating something, the cat's right next to me and she's licking her lips and pawing me like, hey, I'm here, feed me, feed me. Difficult things to do, not feeding an animal, and they really get hissed off because cats like to hiss. Anyhow, I posted something about martial law declared, and you can watch that video. That's a couple days old, but it is a good one. Kind of tells you what's going on. I think a lot of people have had enough of the crime in the streets. I know here in Ohio, the governor's really upset about the crime in Cincinnati, and I have to go there tomorrow. Luckily, I'm going to be in the western side of Cincinnati, and I don't have to worry about crime that I know of. Okay. Um, but downtown, I used to work there, and the crime in Cincinnati back in the late 80s and mid 90s when I worked there, hardly any crime at all downtown. You could walk the streets 10, 11 o'clock at night, and now you can't. And of course, I used to work in the Inquirer building, and I got to meet a lot of different people, some really neat people too. And also, here's Colby, Worse Than We Thought. Check that one out. And oh, there's more popcorn. I might use this one for next week. But anyhow, check out our page, and we'll have a lot of stuff there. Okay. What else is going on? Oh, yeah. Before we do that, I have to do a shout out to the University of Findlay. And yeah, you knew it was coming, but I've got a video for that too. Now, football season is coming up for the University of Findlay, and I'll tell you what, last year they were rated number 10th in the nation in NCAA Division II football. Yeah. And hopefully they're going to be rated even higher this year. So it's going to be interesting. So check them out at www.findlay.edu. Also, we have Rusty Ducks Custom Pens. Boy, if I didn't give Rusty Ducks Custom Pens a big shout out, Phil would get me for that. He knows where I live. Of course, I know where he lives too. And I'll tell you what, he does excellent pens, custom pens. So if you're a college, business, fraternity, sorority, high school, junior high, grade school, whatever, and you want a custom pen made for presentation or for a gift, contact Phil at Rusty Ducks Custom Pens and Blanks on Facebook. Okay. All right. We've got the Big Family Homestead with Brad and Krista. He just posted one today, and they're out in the middle of Wisconsin. And also we have the Deep South Homestead with Danny and Wanda King. Well, actually, now it's Deep South Homestead at Pecan Grove around Wiggins, Mississippi. Check it out. It's a good YouTube show. Also, we have Southern Prepper 1 with Dave Kobler. I've known Dave for almost 16 years or maybe over 16 years. And we used to talk about different things. I call him up on the phone. I'd send him emails. I said, don't email me, call me. Here's my number. So I still have it. Patriot Nurse, Rachel, fantastic person. And she knows a lot about medicine and herbs and all that kind of good stuff, how to keep yourself healthy, which is what we all need to do. Then we have Amber Stork, Prepper Princess, self-made millionaires. Check her out. Also, David Gilmore with the LDS Prepper, over 700 videos. And I keep talking about the GMRS radios. Hey, what do we have? Around here, it was tornado season, and down south, it's hurricane season. And I'll tell you what, you need to have one of these radios. $35 gets you a 10-year license from the FCC. Anybody in your family can use your call sign and use the radio. Okay? It's great to communicate among relatives. And if your friends get GMRS radios, then you can set up your own network. But with this one radio, and it's a good one, it's not a cheap bubble wrap. This is an Ocean 935G Plus with a Nagoya 771G antenna. Guess what, guys? I could talk 35 miles with this to a repeater in Dayton, Ohio, and I can get out 90 miles and sometimes even more, depending on the weather conditions. It's a good radio. And you really get to talk with some really neat people, okay? So you want to check it out. Just don't get them at Sam's Club or Costco or something like that. They're not that good. They'll do the purpose for maybe around the block, but these are a little bit better. Well, what else is going on? We got to get into Minneapolis. Did you hear what was going on in Indianapolis or Minneapolis? Indianapolis. I'm only, 80 miles from Indianapolis. There was not a shrine convention. I forget what was going over there. I've been over there several times. And interesting town. And there's a good deli over there, Shapiro's. You gotta go there. It's not too far from the stadium. It's a good place. Really good food. Trust me. I had lunch there one time, turned around and came back and had dinner. Same day. Because the food's good. If it wasn't, I wouldn't eat there. And I wouldn't recommend it if it wasn't good. Gee, was that a commercial for Shapiro's? I hope not. Anyhow, because it's a good place. In Minneapolis, the Catholic school shooter ID'd as a 23-year-old Robin Westman, according to reports, and said the suspect is believed to have acted alone before he took his own life. Yeah, but he shot into a school with a bunch of kids. I mean, what's going on with people anymore? You know, they're doing stuff like that. I wonder if, what was it, MK Ultra, where they kind of brainwash people and then turn them loose and then they act normal and then something happens and they go nuts? Is that happening? Or do we just have a lot of nuts? Oh, well, it's very tragic. And I listened to an attorney today, and Eric was on Facebook page, Eric Dieter, really smart attorney. And he said, you know, with all the people that were in that um, parish. You know, a lot of the guys in the parish could donate 1 day a month and help out, and they could do security for that place. Maybe that would have prevented everything. Who knows? But there are a lot of crazies out there. So, situational awareness, guys. Be aware of what's going on around you, whether you're walking down the street at night, or you're working in your backyard, or in your front yard, or you're in your own house. Always be aware of your surroundings and what's going on. Well, here it is. Listen to this.
There's a shooting at a school there earlier this morning. The governor there calling it a horrific act of violence. I want to show you the scene right now outside of this school and church in Minneapolis. This happened during the first week of classes. As a matter of fact, the first day of class was on Monday. So this would have been day 3 of classes at the Annunciation School in Minneapolis. We do not know how many victims there are. What we have seen in the last probably 15 minutes or so are a lot of students who have been released. Their parents have been able to come pick them up. And we have seen, there you can see some of them coming through now. And you see a lot of the students in their school uniforms who are walking away from the property. The school immediately had been placed on lockdown when this happened, or evacuated, I should say, is more appropriate and accurate. But at this point, we just heard from witnesses there, courtesy of our colleagues in Minneapolis who have been working the scene, that witnesses saying that they heard many was their quote, as far as the number of gunshots that rang out. Do not have any information on victims at this point. We do know this is a school for pre-K through 8th graders. Again, the 3rd day of school, a school shooting at the Catholic school in Minneapolis. There was another shooting yesterday in Minneapolis that happened across the street from a school, but at this point, police are not saying if that is related to what has been playing out this morning.
Yeah. I don't know. Would you want to live in Minneapolis? Would you want to live in Chicago? Would you want to live in Cincinnati? Not with all that stuff going on. Well, oh, Cracker Barrel. Oh, yeah. You know something? They got a lot of free advertisement lately because they changed the logo. And they were going to change the inside of Cracker Barrel. They're going to take the rockers out front. They're going to get rid of them. Yeah, could you imagine that? I mean, the local one here is like 136th to have that changed. Thank goodness they stayed the way they're supposed to be. They had a good thing going and they changed the logo and they changed the interior to update and change things. And somebody, I think, that had a woke advertising agency somehow got into the inner circle for Cracker Barrel, and needless to say, they tried to go woke, but now Cracker Barrel's going broke. I think their stock went down 200,000, or was it $200 million? I think it was $200 million by changing things, and it was a successful thing. The only thing in the restaurant business you have to worry about is customer service, cleanliness, atmosphere, okay, and cleanliness. I mean, that's a big thing, cleanliness. And a lot of places, they have a problem with that because you go into some Cracker Barrels and, there's paper on the floor because they don't sweep it up. I mean, it's all part of QSAC, quality service. Oh, atmosphere and cleanliness. I mean, that's the standard thing. That's what I always taught all of my people when I did instruction for hospitality management, service things. And I did that for like 8 years. I drilled it into my students' heads. So the Cracker Barrel story, I'll tell you what, they made a big mistake, just like I believe Bud Light made a big mistake, and it's going to take them a while to get out of the mess. Oh, here we go. University of Findlay.
Findlay was buzzing with activity today, welcoming a new freshman class to campus, as well as paying homage to an honored tradition that dates back to 1923. Action News reporter J.D. Pulley spent the morning with the Oilers. He has the story all new tonight.
Universities across the country are steeped in tradition. That's the case here at the University of Findlay, where they'll mark 100 years of their arch ceremony.
It's our most beloved tradition.
The university will honor more than 600 incoming freshmen when they walk through the Griffith Memorial Arch.
The lore on campus is that they don't dare walk under the arch until they graduate. There are bad things that might happen. Of course, we don't really believe that.
Just across campus, Brad Watkins was unpacking his car, moving his son Jaden into the dorm where Jaden will start his freshman year.
Sad. It's been bittersweet. Excited for him and sad for us, but it's really exciting to see this new adventure up here.
The move-in took a team of volunteers. Upperclassmen from various sports organizations volunteered their time for the heavy lifting.
It's a little humid, but we're here in the morning section. We got some cooler air. It's not bad today.
Along with welcoming in the freshman class, the university said hello to the school's new Distance Doctor of Pharmacy program.
Many of these students have small children or have maybe a spouse that they can't up and move to Findlay for 4 years. They do have to come back here in the summer to do the hands-on things that we really can't assess without us actually putting eyes on it and seeing them. So don't worry, they're going to know what they're doing.
First day of classes start on Monday here on campus, and students will be avoiding this arch until they graduate. In Findlay, J.D. Pooley, 13 Action News.
Well, Spready.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Build a website you love.
Oh, no.
Wix.
Well, I hit the wrong button, guys. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, anyhow, I didn't...
Fanny pack.
What's going on here? I never walked through the arches, out through the front. I always went through the side entrances of the campus. I walked in and I walked out when I graduated, but I always used the side exits. So we never really knew that bad things will happen to you unless you walk onto West Main Street, and then you have problems. And that's a problem. So I have phone calls not to be taken. What's going on here? I have no idea. Anyhow, listen to this one. This is part of the bloopers, and we've got to get into this. This is a fanny pack thing. And listen to what this one guy says.
Game of Thrones tourism. All of this and more. Starting now. Fanny packs are making a comeback. Anchor Larry Potash has the reaction.
There's a 56% jump in fanny pack sales.
We call them belt bags, Larry.
I call them crotch pockets.
You might get fired now.
The kids want quick, comfortable, convenient, and there's the Lululemon factor.
That's what you call a crotch pocket.
You know what you want the Lululemon crossbody bag or fanny pack or
Well,
crotch
you don't
pocket.
wear it like, no, I should you wear it across your body. Crossbody.
Yeah, well,
Well, you don't call them crotch packets or whatever. Oh, my God. He was going to probably get a little bit of a warning from his boss. Maybe. Who knows? I mean, it's TV, right? Here's one about the Three Stooges. And they actually got hurt for real on some of the stunts that they did. And I'll tell you what, in those days, they really had to pull off some stunts. And sometimes people got hurt. And this one, I believe Larry really gets it. Let's see if you can find out how Larry got it.
Look, a rooster bar.
You don't mean a crowbar.
Don't a rooster crow?
Boy, isn't this a beautiful spot?
You said it. It brings out the wood nymph in me.
That ought to be enough. He won't need us anyhow. They're gone. Let's go.
you doing out here? Come on in here. Oh, why is that? Stand up. What's the matter with you? What's the idea? Trying to get away before us?
Oh, whipped cream.
Now you.
The pie throwing. There it is.
Ow! Oh! Well, boys. You know, I'm crazy about the one with the big bag. You know, those folded satchels under his eyes. He really sends me. Mine is the handsome one. He has such a gorgeous head of skin. But let's hurry, girls. We'll be late. Yes, let's hurry.
Three Stooges in drag.
Give it to me.
Broken ribs.
Move fast. Get reward.
Yeah, move fast and watch what you're doing. I'll tell you what, there's some other pratfalls and stuff that's going on. And I'll tell you what, some of the stuff that goes on, I got to get back on the screen for a second here. Some of the stuff that goes on with the Three Stooges, you wonder how they survived a lot of that stuff. And sometimes they have stunt doubles. And yeah, Jerry's saying, I'm a fictional character. Yeah. Did you feed the mouse? Yeah, I fed it with a new battery. Yeah. Anyhow, I'll tell you what. Everything that goes on, you have to have a good stunt double. And sometimes the stunt double looks very close, like in, what was it, Indiana Jones or other shows. They always have a stunt double. And they're used to learning how to fall a certain way. I used to know a guy, went to school actually with his sister. He ended up being a stuntman for a while out in Hollywood. And he later went on to, I think, act, not as a major star, but as one of the side actors. And it was kind of interesting. And his sister ended up marrying Dino De Laurentiis and producing several films. One of them was Firestarter. Oh, that goes way back. But anyhow, I digress. Well, what did I digress? Well, anyhow, what else is going on? Oh, yes. We have to get back to it because I've got something else going on here. And come on, I've got to hit the right button. There it is. I got to share the screen with you because how else are you going to see what's going on? Carol Burnett. They had a really good team of comedians there. And you just have to take a look at one of their shows and some of the fun things that they did. Watch this.
That feels even better.
And them. She doesn't know what to say. It wasn't in the script.
preaching newspaper.
Molly,
Hmm?
why don't we have another kid?
She forgot the line.
Kids are too old to have kids.
Okay, Novocaine. Novocaine. Take a firm hold of the hypodermic needle. Right. There'll be a little bit of pain, and then numbness will set in.
Look at Harvey Korman's face.
Oh, I guess we'll get right to it. I'll just give you a little shot here. Yeah, I'll be right with you.
That wasn't in the script. That wasn't in the script either.
Look at a little closer with the light. Well, let's see what we got here. It looks like a nice clock. Oh, we got it in the family from here. I can see that, yeah. You see that. It says on their family. Now let's see what we got here. Well, you want to turn your face and cough?
Known for building special bonds.
Oh,
one wants
and
to be
we
known
would
for
end
tension.
up with an ad in here. I always hate these ads popping in. Yeah, the Carol Burnett show. I'll tell you what, it gets kind of funny.
Didn't put no slug in there. I put the dime in there and the pigeon in there. Yeah. It's the first dime I've seen with a picture of Daffy Duck. Well, I look the blue night. Huh? Find one in there that had the picture of Roosevelt on it. Put the diamond there, man. I don't care now. You're just lighting up on that machine. Martin, it's got to be corrupt. What were your name again? Famous about yesterday, Henderson. And with an H? Yes, with an H. Let's see. We're gonna be down one. How are you doing? I got you. You got the coat? Where you going? Where you going? You want to stop fooling around?
He lost his mustache.
I'm cutting that space. Benson, there's something I don't understand here. Come here a minute. Benson, what is this? Benson, what is this empty space here next to the drugstore? Oh, I see, a drive-in prescription counter. Good thinking. Oh, no. The more I see of your work, Benson, the more I like it. It's a little secret, Benson.
Harvey's breaking up again.
Benson? I'm going to let you in on a little secret, Benson. I've been getting a... I've been reading. Oh, Jesus. I've been reading.
I've been
Against 2 land developers for this contract, and I'm going to get it. But they don't think so. They're going to be surprised. They think I'm going to fall apart. But you know what I'm going to do? You know what they're expecting me to do? Roll over and play dead.
Marshall.
Oh yeah, and more advertisements. Boy, I'll tell you what. I get a kick out of those too, but I'll tell you what. I found this one today. It was the TV anchor that can't control his laughter over a story, and I don't know where they came up with the story for him to do on air. But this guy can't handle it. And this is channel 6, and I couldn't make out which one it was, WP something TZ or whatever. And I'll tell you what, this guy just goes nuts. He's nothing like Tim Conway, okay? I mean, it's a wonder that Conway could get anything done between he and Corman during the Carol Burnett show, because they would go off script so many times, and they would really do a lot of extra comedian work. Well, anyhow, this guy is on, and you can listen to him.
The story of a pig that is inspiring others. One pot-bellied pig has certainly endured his share of problems. Chris P. Bacon was born without the use of his bacon. You have to read this story. We should not. Oh my God.
Yeah. A pig by the name of Chris P. Bacon. And I saw that and I thought, hey, that reminded me of a joke from way back when. And people would say, oh my goodness. You mean you're going to tell that joke? Well, yeah, I've got a couple of minutes, so I might as well tell it. This farmer had a pig with a peg leg. And the guy comes down the road, he's talking to the farmer. He said, hey, he said, how did that pig get a peg leg? And the farmer says, well, he said, that pig's a very intelligent pig. He says, we were asleep in the house one night. The pig smelled smoke, went down and dialed the fire department, went back in, drug us out of bed, saved our lives. And the guy said, well, how did he get a peg leg? And the farmer says, well, he says, I was out on my tractor and accidentally hit a rut, and the tractor fell over on me, and I hollered, and that pig came out of nowhere, and he came over to me, and he saw what was going on, and he went back in. He called the fire department, come in and get me and haul me out. And then he went back and he got a rope, tied it around a tree, and gave me the rope, and I could finally pull myself out. And the guy said, yeah, but what's with the peg leg? And he said, well, with a pig that good, you don't want to eat them all at once. Okay, so it was a bad joke, and you guys are shaking your heads. That's the only pig joke I know. And when I saw that story about the unfortunate pig on wheels, I had to tell that story. Anyhow, guys, and Jerry, they say they have a good pizza shop in Findlay. Gee, I didn't know that. There were several pizza shops in Findlay, Ohio. And there were a lot of imbibing places too, by the way. Findlay is a very nice town. You have to go up and check it out. It really is a nice town. About 40,000 people. And then you have the University of Findlay. And also Owens Community College also has another campus on that plot of land known as Findlay in Hancock County, Ohio, right off of I-75. Well, anyhow, guys, that's all I've got. Hopefully you guys laughed a little bit tonight and you could kick back and enjoy your snacks and put up with my antics with my mouse. I mean, I can't believe I had a dead mouse. Took a battery to charge it back up. Oh, well. Anyhow, guys, have a good week. We will see you Sunday with Money and Change, and hopefully we can save you some money, and hopefully we can educate you a little bit about how to save, how to spend, and things that are happening in the world of money. And with that, guys, have a good week, and we will see you on Sunday at 7 p.m. right here on the Trim Radio Network. Have a good one. See ya.
In a world drowning in noise, where truth is often buried beneath layers of propaganda and misinformation, there's a need for a different kind of a network of creators that cuts through the clutter, that doesn't shy away from tough topics, and that delivers the unfiltered truth. We are Trim Radio Network. We are creators, we are innovators, we are investigators. We're the ones who aren't afraid to call a spade a spade. If you're ready to participate in thought-provoking discussions, informational topics, and of course today's biggest headlines, subscribe to our YouTube channel today. We're Trim Radio Network. We're cutting the bull and serving the truth.